What's up, you guys? My name is Zach Hartley, and today I'm going to walk you through what I do to prepare for the trading week ahead. Okay, so it's 3:21 p.m. right now, and basically my plan here is I want to evaluate all of the stocks that I own, see how they're doing and what it looks like for the week ahead. I also want to put together a little bit of a watch list for the week. So I want to identify a couple of stocks that I'm interested in getting into, possibly short selling, buying options, or getting out of for the stocks that I currently hold. So the idea right now is evaluate what I have, evaluate what I want to have, and then put together a plan for the week of the actions that I want to take. So we're going to jump into my screen right now, and I'm going to show you the holdings that I have in the accounts that I've been using for these videos. So the first one that I have here is my investment account. I own 5 different shares right now. So I own Facebook and Lululemon. This is what I made in a previous video. They're doing well. They're up 4% and 17%. I also own Google from before. That's doing well. It's up 6%. And I bought Good Food about a week and a half ago. It's down 8% right now. That's okay. Not a big deal. It hasn't broken through any support barriers yet, but we're going to pick up on that later in this video. And then lastly, I hold Apple. I bought Apple a long time ago. It's been a great investment for me, and this is the reason right here why I say everybody should buy Apple as their first stock, because long term, you're going to do phenomenally well on it. You're probably going to do better than the market, and it's one of those companies that you can kind of rally behind and believe in. Now, I'm not even using an Apple computer right now, but I do have some Apple products. I like the company, and overall, it's one of the safest places you can put your money. So I like Apple. Second account I want to go to is my margin account. This is where I'm trading the options. And right now it's Sunday night, so the markets are closed, but my Air Canada options are worth 82% more than when I bought them. So we're up $3,800 on these Air Canada options, and I bought them like a week ago, which is absolutely just amazing. They don't even expire until October 16th, so we're doing pretty good on them. But this is what it looks like right now. So now that we know what we have, let's go into the charts and just start checking through our list.
Hey guys, I'm interrupting the video real quick just to let you know that I just launched my stock market trading course. So if you're interested in signing up, I've got 20 spots with a discount code completely free. I don't need your credit card. I don't even need your name. I just want you to try the course and let me know if it works for you. There's 20 spots available. Use the link in the description below. Thanks.
Okay, so one of the first things we're going to do is we're going to look at our world index. MS World Index is basically the entire world minus the United States. And what's good here is we're seeing an upward trend. So March hit, we bottomed out 1350. We came through into a small little period of consolidation. And since then, last week was absolutely phenomenal. It was good for the Dow Jones. It was good for the rest of the world. We're seeing some easing and some economic progress here. Now, if we go to the Dow Jones, this is mostly focused on the United States. Again, we had that period of consolidation right here, basically all of April, beginning of May. And last week, we had a major breakout of that consolidation, and we had a great run. It was one of the best weeks we've had, at least in the last 2 or 3 months. So really, really great to see. Now, it's awesome because we're in the market and we're taking advantage of that swing right now. So the first thing I want to look at is Air Canada, because this one has the most volatility, and this is what we're in right now. So I established that level of support at that 12.5 level. We bought in right here at the end of May. Since then, the price has climbed, and like you saw in one of the previous videos, I drew in this green line right here, and this is actually my break-even line for the option. So as you can see, we are almost at the break-even line, and it is a week into June, and these don't expire till October. So if we see any progress from this point on, we're going to do extremely well on these options. We already have. We're up 82%. But I do expect that to continue. I expect we should be able to get over 100% on them. And I'll probably be exiting, or at least taking some of that profit over the next little while here. So as of right now, Air Canada looks great. If the Dow Jones absolutely plummets tomorrow, I still have a ton of time on Air Canada, so I'm probably not doing anything with it except for selling it this week if it goes up by a lot. That's my plan there. So next one that I own is Facebook. I own Facebook right now. They broke up to an all-time high. The price has come back down, and it tested out that breakout line. It's now sitting above that. I don't expect it to fall below. I think Facebook's pretty well set up over here over the next few months. So I do expect this to continue to increase. It hasn't broken. Let's just annotate this. This is a good one, actually. So we have a level of support right here. Boom. It hasn't broken through this by any means yet, and it's still above the all-time high level. So I really like Facebook right now. It's still looking good. No problems here with Facebook. What do we got next? Good Food. So this is the one where we're down 8%. And if you look at this stock, I probably bought it a couple of days too early, but that's okay. I'm going to zoom in here just so we can get a better view. So when we look at this, we can see I bought it probably a week ago, right around here, and it has touched this basically $4.20 level mark 1, 2, and it's almost there 3 times right now. So we're at the bottom of this. I'm hoping for a rebound and expecting a rebound off of this, and then hopefully setting a new high. However, if it falls to basically that 375 line, I'm probably going to sell it. I'm just going to take those losses, call it bad timing on my part, and I'm going to wait for a better entry into this stock. Because if it hits 375, I expect it to fall to this 320 line, and it doesn't have a ton of support there, so it could fall, continue to fall. However, I still like the company. I still believe in the company. The metrics are there. The financials are there. Everything that I said in the previous video still applies. The stock price just isn't continuing on this trend right now. So we need to actively watch this. This is going to be one of the stocks. I'm going to write it down right now, but this is going to be one of the stocks that I'm watching very closely, especially because I don't have a stop loss on it yet. I'm not worried about it enough because I've got time this week, so I'm going to be watching it every day. But if I didn't have time, I would for sure be trading this one with a stop loss. All right, next one, Google. I own Google, doing well on Google. We're up like 5 or 6%. I'm going to zoom in because this one's a little bit long. Okay, 3 months though, we're on an uptrend all the way through. We're starting to curve off a little bit. You can see our MACD is pretty much flat right now. Our RSI never quite reached the overbought zone, which is actually in some ways a good sign, some ways a bad sign. So as of right now, Google is doing okay. They had a great Friday. We'll see how their Monday looks. The other thing that's nice is their faster moving average. Their shorter moving average is about to cross above their slower moving average. So that is a positive sign. We've got an upward trend. Google is a great company, and I think people are going to be watching more and more YouTube and using Google more and more often over the next 6 months. So I still like this play, and I think it's a good hold no matter what. We also own Apple. I'm just going to point this out. I do think Apple is still a good play, and a great time to buy it actually is right now. The reason I say that is because, too small. I'm going to put this at 6 months. Because Apple is in the exact same place Facebook was, and they're testing that all-time high right here. So also, if you look at this, yesterday they hit $331, which I believe is an all-time high for the company. I will have to double check that, but I believe it's an all-time high, and they just broke through their previous high set in February here. So not only that, but I'm also hearing rumors about Apple Glass coming out sooner rather than later, which I think could be there's a small chance that it's the next iPhone. I'm making that call, making that statement, but it could be a game changer. It could also be a major flop like the Google Glass. I really don't know the answer to it, but there's a small chance that 10 years from now, the iPhone might be obsolete and a headset might be the way to go. So just throwing different ideas out there, but I do like Apple. It's still a great long-term play. It's probably the best company you could invest in long term based on the last 20 years. So Apple, Amazon, one of the two. What else do we have? What else do we own? Let me just check. Apple. Okay, back. Investments. Okay, Facebook. We went through food, Google, Lulu. That's what it was. Lululemon up 16%. Doing really good so far. All right, where's our ticker? So Lululemon's sort of a similar position. This one has done really well. We timed this one absolutely perfectly. Similar to Apple, they hit a high in February, an all-time high. They dropped all the way down to like 120. They bounced up to 260, and now the stock is up to 319 because it broke through that previous all-time high. I am hoping that is what we are about to see from Apple in the charts. Are just a little bit slower behind, but we will have to wait out and see what happens. Now, the crazy thing here, the absolutely amazing thing is this stock went from $140 to $319 in the course of 1, 2, 3 months. So in the course of 1 quarter, Lululemon doubled, 2.5 times their value, their company value, in the period of less than a quarter. Absolutely amazing by the company, phenomenal company, great leadership. It's one of the reasons that I like this company and I want to be on the long side of it, and the reason I want to own it. So those are the companies and the companies that we own right now that we want to keep an eye on. The one that we really need to watch is Good Food, but the rest of them are doing really well. We're probably going to let them run for a little while. Now, what you want to do is see, okay, are there any other companies that you might want to look at or that you might want to get into this week? So the first thing you're going to do is you're just going to start going through and you're going to go through your chart list and you're going to start looking for patterns. All I'm doing here is trying to see, okay, what companies are breaking out, what companies are on the rise, and which trend do I want to be on? Alibaba here is a great instance. It's an online company. It's based out of China. China shut down. They're revamping up right now. Product is shipping out the door, and there's probably a backlog of it. So I think Alibaba is going to do great over the next little while. And if you look here, they're on a major breakout. They went from 200 to 220 in the last 4 or 5 days, and they could approach that new high of $230. They also dropped all the way down to 170. They almost dropped by like 30% with all of COVID. So really great stock, possible opportunity there. I also like Beyond Meat. I made some videos about trading this company earlier, and we played this one absolutely perfectly as well. If you look at this stock right now, we traded it. We sold it right here at the beginning of May, and it has traded completely horizontally since then. We would not have made any more money if we held this stock. So we bought in, we sold it at the high, we exited it at the perfect time, and now we are out and we've been using that money on our Air Canada options, and we've done phenomenally well. So very happy with the execution of both Beyond Meat and Air Canada so far. Fingers crossed on that one. We'll see how she goes. Costco, this is a company that I like. I'm actually going there later today. But I love their business model, their loyal customer base. Everything they do is phenomenal, and they're different than every other grocery store, and I think they're doing really well. So I like Costco. This could be a little bit of a breakout right here. I'd like to test this high and see some steady growth. But I think we will see that as COVID has made people cook and eat food more at home, which is going to drive more and more grocery store purchases over the long term. So I think Costco is very well positioned to take advantage of that. Facebook, we talked about. FedEx, this is a company that hasn't done very well over the last couple years. So let's look at it over 3 years. Like, this company was $260 at one point. It's now like $140. It's not doing great, and it's not a company that I'm super impressed with right now, especially with the rise of Amazon shipping. Flight is a drone delivery company that I used to actually own. It's kind of a spec stock right now, so it's a little bit too small for what I'm trading right now. Good Food, we talked about. Fortinet, this is a cybersecurity company that I really like. I like this trend right here. We're on a little bit of an upward path. We'll see if we can get back up here. That's probably when I'd like to buy it, around this 145 mark. So I'm going to annotate that. If we can get back up to this kind of 145 mark, I really like that. Oh, and then if you look at this, that's kind of interesting there. So we'll see what happens with Fortinet over the next couple of days. I really like these guys, though, because their business model is phenomenal. It's recurring, and they're with cybersecurity, and there are more and more cyber hacks happening each year. So this is definitely an area that I want to be in. Google, we talked about. Canada Goose is a company that I don't really like. They're on a downward trend. My friend bought this one, and I don't think he's done great on it. It looks like they could be making a comeback now, so we'll see if they can push above this resistance line that is coming on a downward slant right here. All right, Hexo is a cannabis company. My buddy works for them, and I actually like them. They're a good company. They have a decent product, and they're starting to make a little bit of a turnaround, it looks like here. So this is a nice little play. This could be an option for, this could be a good play for some options. This could be a good time to get in on Hexo with some options, because if you lose it, you only put a small position in, and it's a pretty volatile stock. So if it does well over the next couple months, I think it's going to do very well. So an option, buying the option for Hexo, could be a great opportunity here. I'm going to write that down, and I'm going to look for that this week. All right, keep going through my list. Kirkland Lake Gold is a gold company. Not a huge fan of it right now with what's going on, so I'm going to stay away from gold. Lululemon, we talked about. Southwest Airlines. I'm following these guys because I'm kind of comparing them to Air Canada. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Anytime you are heavy or really into one stock, you should look at their competitors and see how closely those stocks are correlated so that you can do a little bit of a comparison. So even over the last week, Southwest Airlines has significantly increased, and they're basically on a very steady bullish trend. If you look at annotating this, you can see right here, the stock is doing pretty good right now. Like that's 2 weeks, 3 weeks, almost a month of steady, consistent gains. So looking good. Southwest Airlines, that's a company. I'm already exposed to airlines with Air Canada, so I don't want more exposure to it, but I like comparing Southwest to Air Canada because they're similar size companies, and I really like the diversification in the industries and being able to see the different companies. So I think it's important. Microsoft, great company here. This one's really interesting as well because they're at almost their all-time high. Now, if you look at this, boom, 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 we can see it right here. So all-time high in February, we're now approaching it as well, just like Apple. I'm expecting this to increase, and if this goes, if this breaks through the all-time high this week, I want to be an owner of Microsoft as well. Long-term, phenomenal company. You're probably better off with Apple, but Microsoft is a good option as well, probably a close second in my books. Netflix, super volatile company. I've struggled to figure this one out a little bit just because of how sharp these movements are. This stock moves extremely quick. So if we zoom in here, I'll just show you what I mean by that. So 460 down to 400 in a matter of days, and big gaps up and big gaps down. So it's been a little bit tricky to play, but what is interesting here is, and I'm just seeing it now, is I might be wrong on this, but we could be looking at a head and shoulders pattern. So let's just circle this out. Shape, ellipse, let's go with green. So head right there, shoulder, lower, lower. I would expect this to continue to fall, but we will see kind of what happens there. I'm going to leave this, and we will continue to watch Netflix over the next little while, see if I can get a clear signal on it. But as of right now, looks like we have a little bit of a shoulder line right here, and we'll see how the next 3 or 4 days go with it. The MACD is showing pretty negative right now, and the RSI is right in the middle, so there's not a whole lot that it's showing us right now. So Netflix is definitely not something I'm acting on right away. Nike is pretty interesting right now. I do like the company. I'm a lover of Nike products and goods and everything, but they're at their all-time high, and I struggle with their competition. They rely completely on their brand, and they have a lot more competition coming up, and we'll see how well they do, but they are at an all-time high, so if we see a big breakout, could be a big opportunity. Palo Alto Networks, pretty similar to Fortinet, not something I'm getting into right away. Shopify, this is a company that I'm watching very closely, and this will probably be the last one that I go through in this video. But 3 months, no, there we go. Super interesting company. I've done phenomenally well on these guys in the past, but the MACD is trending downwards and the RSI is trending downwards as well. However, they have one of the best business models you could possibly find, and when they make money, their customers make money, so their value proposition aligns completely with their customer, which is something that is so rare to see these days. Usually when you get an iPhone, you lose your $800, whereas with Shopify, when they get $5, you usually get $100. So their value proposition aligns completely with the customer, and I absolutely love them about them. It makes their business model completely seamless with regards to pulling money from their customers, and it's completely ongoing. Once they have a customer, they usually continue to generate revenue. So I absolutely love the company. I want to get into it, and I hope this price continues to fall so that I can get in lower and lower. So that is my plan for the week ahead. I'm going to look at good food and make sure that I don't lose any money on that and break through any support barriers. I'm going to consider buying options on Hexo. I'm going to keep my eye on Microsoft, and I want Shopify to continue to fall so that I can buy in lower. So those are the stocks that I'm going to start my week with. I'm probably going to run a couple of scans to see if there's anything else that I should be looking at. But other than that, that is my Sunday evening plan for trading this week. I'm going to hold basically everything except for possibly good food, and I'm going to look at adding 1 or 2 more positions to either Hexo, Microsoft, or possibly anything else that I find. So if you get any value from this video, please remember to show some love. I would sincerely appreciate it, and thank you so much for everything and all your support.